The Lost Lake by Alan Say. I went to live with Dad last summer. Every day he worked in his home from morning to night, sometimes on weekends too. Dad wasn't much of a talker, but when he was busy, he didn't talk at all. I didn't know anybody in the city, so I stayed home most of the time. It was too hot to play outside anyway. In 1 month, I finished all the books I blocked and grew tired of watching TV. One morning, I started to cutting pictures out of old magazines just to be doing something. They were pictures of mountains and rivers and lakes, and some showed people fishing and canoeing. Looking at them made me feel cool, so I pinned them up in my room. Dad did not notice for them for 2 days. When he did, he looked at them one by one. Nice pictures, he said. Are you angry with me, Dad? I asked, because he saved old magazine for his work. It's alright, look, he said. I'm having this place painted soon anyway. He thought I was talking about the mask I made on the wall. Saturday, Dad woke me up in early in the morning and told me we were going camping. I was wide awake in a second. He gave me a pair of brand new hiking boots to try out. They were perfect. In the hallway, I saw a big backpack and knapsack all packed and ready to go. What's in them, Dad? I asked. Later, he said. We have a long drive ahead of us. In the car, I didn't ask any more questions because Dad was so grumpy in the morning. On the ship, he said, handing me his mug. He never let me drink coffee before. It had a lot of sugar in it. Where are we going? I finally asked. We are off to the Lost Lake, my lad. How can you lose a leg? I once found it. That's how. It was smiling. Grandpa and I used to go there a long time ago. It was our special place, so don't tell any of your friends. I'll never tell, I promise. How long are we going to stay there? 5 days, maybe a week. We are going to sleep outside for a whole week. That's the idea. Oh boy. We go to the mountains in the afternoon. It's a bit of hike to the lake, son, Dad said. I don't mind, I told him. Are there any fish in the lake? Hope so. We will have to catch our dinner, you know. You did not bring any food? Of course not. We are going to live like two outdoorsmen. Oh, they saw my face and started to laugh. He must have been joking. I did not think we were going very far anyway, because the pack was so heavy I couldn't even lift it. Well, that was like mountain goat. He went straight up the trail, whistling all the while. But I was gasping in no time. My knapsack got very heavy and I started to fall behind. It stopped it for me often, but he would not let me take off my pack. If I did, I'd be too tired to go on, he said. It was almost supper time when we got to the lake. The place reminded me of the park near Dad's apartment. He wasn't whistling or humming anymore. Welcome to the found lake, he muttered from the side of his mouth. What's wrong, Dad? Do you want to camp with all these people around us? I don't mind. Well, I do. Are we going home? Of course not. He did not even take off his pack. He just turned around and started to walk away. Soon, the lake was far out of sight, and it started to rain. Dad gave me a poncho and kept me dry. But I wondered where we were going to sleep that night. I wondered why. What we were going to do for dinner. I wasn't sure about camping anymore. I was glad when Dad finally stopped and set up the tent. The rain and wind beat against it, but we were warm and cozy inside, and Dad had brought food. For dinner, we had salami and dried apricots. I'm sorry about the lake, Dad, he said. He shook his head. You know something, look? There aren't any secret places left in the world anymore. What if we go very far or up in the mountains? Maybe we can find our own lake. There are lots of lakes up here, but that one was special. But we have got a whole week, Dad. Well, why not? Maybe we will find a lake that's not on the map. Sure we will. We started early in the morning. When the fog cleared, we saw other hikers ahead of us. Sure enough, that became very glum. We are going cross country, partner, he said. Would we get lost? A wise man never leaves home without his compass. So we went off the trail. The hills went on and on. The mountains went on and on. It was kind of lonesome. It seemed as if Dad and I were the only people left in the world. Then we hiked into a big forest. At noontime, we stopped by a creek and ate lunch, and drank ice cold water straight from the stream. I threw rocks in the water and fished like shadows dart in the pool. Isn't the, is a good place to camp, Dad? I thought we were looking for our lake. Yes, like I mumbled. The forest went on and on. I don't mind to scare you, son, they said, but we are in bear country. We don't want to surprise them, so we have to make a lot of noise. If they hear us, they will just go away. At the time to tell me, I started to shout as loudly as I could. Even Dad would not be able to beat off bears. I talked about those people having fun at the lake. I talked about the creek, too, with all those fish in it. That would have been a fine place to camp. The last lake had not been so bad either. It was dark when we got out of the forest. We built a fire and that made me feel better. Well, animals would not come near a fire. I cooked a beef stroganoff and it was delicious. I thought it was bedtime. The sleeping bag felt wonderful. Dad and I started to count the shooting stars. Then I worried that maybe we weren't going to find our lake. What are you thinking about, Luke? Let's ask. I didn't know you could cook like that, I said. That loud. That was only freeze dried stuff. When we got home, I cooked you something really special. You know something, Dad? You seem like a different person up here. Better or worse? A lot better. How so? You talk more. I'll have to talk more often then. It made me smile. Then I slept. They shook me awake. The sun was just coming up. turning everything all gold and orange and yellow. And there was the lake in front of us. For a long time we watched the lake change for the water, getting brighter and brighter. That didn't say a word the whole time. But then I didn't have anything to say either. After a big flash, we climbed up mountain and saw our lake below us. There wasn't a sign of people anywhere. It really seemed as if Dad and I were all alone in the world. I liked it just fine.